Hi, Assalamualaikum. So we continue with the other department. So first is earthwork. Earthwork is the first phase of any construction activity in the development of a project. Engineering project that involve moving or processing a large amount of soil and rocks on the earth surface are known as earthwork. Site preparation, cutting and excavation, transportation and moving, and compaction and sloping are all parts of the process. Earthwork are done to create areas of level land that are suitable for housing, business, and recreation, as well as the necessary gradient for paths and roads that allow the people to travel from one location to another. The objective of this earthwork is to identify the recommendation level that is appropriate for the location. Second is to determine the precise volume for cut and fill depending the suggested level. And the last is to determine the slope stability. So the scope of work of earthwork is first choosing the purpose platform level. Second is within the site border, cut and fill approach. Third is site plan across section following the cut and fill work. Last is slope stability study utilize Bishop simplified slice method. So in this project, we use the method of design, which is grid method and slope analysis. Basically, the grid method is the critical part in planning in order to reduce cost and time. We use 25 meter times 25 meter to create on the topographical map. Sorry, we have to make sure that the percentage difference between the cut and fill is not more than 50%. The left side is the section of cut and fill. The red color is the cut and the blue color is to fill. So after the cut and fill is done, we have to check the slope by using slope analysis. The slope analysis is a quantitative approach in slope stability determination. Here, we calculate the high tendency of slope to fail due to the pressure. At the end of the calculation, the factor of safety should be safe and to be safe and ensure the stability. By referring to the GKR, it states that factor of safety is 1.3 for cut and fill and 1.5 for treated slope. So in this project, we determine it by using software of GeoStudio 2020, and the result obtained is 4.1999. So the factor safety is okay. So the last problem that I want to is we face during the design is in determining the percentage difference cut and fill not more than 50%. So as to overcome this, we did it by try and error for several times. The second problem is we have faced a challenging experience in using a new software, GeoStudio 2020. So the next department is water reticulation. Water reticulation is the water distribution network which have to be collected and treated. Water reticulation helps water to move from one original source to the consumer. And in our project, we use gravity to flow water from the elevated level, and it will be controlled by the valve. The two important things in this design project is we have to design first the peak flow and second is the firefighting flow. For your information, there are 64 nodes and 92 pipes involving in our design project. Okay, to calculate the peak discharge and firefighting flow, we have to determine first the average water demand by evaluating the type of residential in the area. Then, the value will be used to design the water tank. Lastly, the water will flow to consumer by piping closed loop. So we have to ensure that each pipe has more than 13.6 meter for double story and 7.6 meter for single story in pressure head. So at the right side is our data for looping, closed loop for networking. So I want to tell you the problem that we face in our design in water reticulation is the pressure head of each pipe is always less than 13.6 meter. So as to solve the problem, we have to change the diameter of the particular pipe and the elevation of pipe. So second problem is in determining the water demand, because they are the various of residential in our purpose development area. So I will continue with the last department, which is cost and estimating. So cost and estimating is the process of making full total cost of estimation, and can be solved is overestimating of building material and labor cost. So the purpose of cost and estimating is for site clearing, for excavation of topsoil, cut and fill, and work and disposal of excesses, soil and slope protection. As we already determined the cost of project, we can calculate the cost deduction of project is more than 20% of the original planning. So during the cost and estimation process, we divide the development area by 6 phases. The first phase is consists of 245 units of rumah teres 2 tingkat, and second phase is 244 units of rumah teres 2 tingkat, and third phase is 215 unit of rumah teres 2 tingkat, and the fourth phase is 210 units of rumah teres 2 tingkat, and the fifth phase is 200 units of rumah cluster 2 tingkat, and the last phase is for public facilities. So the next calculation is we have to calculate the total operation for plant and machineries. The use of plant machineries is depending on the function while doing works. So there are various of machineries used in this project. The below table is the sample of example of activity and machinery used before reduction. So the total of machinery used is 76. Then we have to continue with calculation to determine the bill of quantity. After we have done with bill of quantity, we have to implementing the value of value engineering. Then we can compare the cost before and after reduction. So the percentage difference is 20%. There is so much amount of money that we can reduce during the contraction process. So I want to tell you the last info is the problem we face during the cost and estimating process. First is in determining the real cost of the project. The data from the cut and fill will always be corrected to have a perfect percentage difference. And the last problem is in calculating the bill of quantity, that we have to including all the factor to calculate the BQ. So that's all from me. And the other total 4 department in this project. Thank you for spending your time for watching my presentation, and thank you. Assalamualaikum.